Hello, everybody. David here, and today I want to tell you how you can watch the Thor movies or Thor's story in chronological order. There are so many movies in the MCU. Some of you might be excited to see Thor Love and Thunder, and maybe it excites you. Maybe, hey, I never seen all the Thor movies, the movies he appeared in. Let's see what his story is all about. And so let me go back and retrace. But because these movies aren't numbered, it might be a little difficult to know which one comes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth chronologically. So if you are a first time viewer to the MCU, this is definitely for you to catch up with Thor's story before Thor Love and Thunder comes out. So hopefully this helps you. My how to watch videos seem to be the most viewed videos from my channel, and usually because it is a lot of people do want to get into these big franchise films, but they don't know where to start, so they always look for how to watch so and so to get started. So let's get right into it with Thor's story. I have done a lot of MCU videos in the past. If you want to see Loki's story, because Loki and Thor kind of veer off from each other, but for the most part, they are in a lot of movies together. You can go watch my How to Watch Loki in chronological order, so go and check that out. So let us begin with Thor. Starting in 2011, we had the original Thor movie. That's pretty simple, right? It's just called Thor. You don't have to worry about any other title, subtitle, or whatever that comes after it. And yes, this brings in the more cosmic aspect to the MCU, which is really cool, especially if you watch the MCU in total. You know, it's a little grounded with Iron Man and Captain America and the Incredible Hulk, but once you get into Thor, you get into the more cosmic aspects. Unless you're counting the MCU as general, then you might have to watch Captain Marvel first, but don't worry about that today. Moving on, we move into a year later in the year 2012. Thor gets a bunch of friends called the Avengers. That's right, the Avengers is next on your list that you want to check out, where he teams up with Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. And with Thor, they are considered the founding members of the Avengers. We then move into 2013, where Thor: The Dark World came out. So far, a lot of these movies, the years that they take place in, primarily take place in that year. When you get to a couple of other movies on this list, they'll even tell you that out loud with big, bold letters or numbers in that case. So moving on, after Thor: The Dark World, we get into Avengers Age of Ultron, which takes place in 2015 and also came out in 2015. This is the only movie so far where Loki and Thor are not together in the same film. So I just want to throw that out there. It's interesting because we don't get too many movies where Loki and Thor are separate from each other. So when they are, it is interesting seeing Thor not having Loki there to be a pest to him. Speaking of, we go into Thor Ragnarok, which takes place in 2017, takes place 2 years after Age of Ultron. Thor is back on his own. Well, there might be one Avenger who maybe shows up. No spoilers on who that will be. It's just a little tease for when you get there. To me and a lot of people, Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie, so go in having a good time with this one. We then get into the most epic two movies of all time. In 2018, Avengers Infinity War takes place, and it came out that year as well. Avengers Endgame, however, came out in 2019, but we move forward 5 years where Endgame takes place primarily in 2023, and I'll leave it at that. What's Thor's story in these two movies? I think there's some of the best Thor scenes following Thor Ragnarok. So Thor, they definitely understood who this character needed to be, and they give him a great story arc in both Infinity War and Endgame. And finally, you are left with Thor Love and Thunder, where that is the newest film coming out that will be directed by Thor Ragnarok's Taika Waititi. That's right, Taika Waititi will be the first director to return for a Thor movie. The first one was directed by Kenneth Branagh. I believe Thor: The Dark World was directed by Alan Taylor. And Taika Waititi directed Thor Ragnarok, and people loved Ragnarok so much they said, let's bring this guy back for another Thor movie to get that same flavor and feel that people loved from Thor Ragnarok. So there you go. You are all ready for Thor Love and Thunder. Tell me your thoughts. Is this helping you? Let me know in the comment section below. Send out a thank you if that's what you feel like doing. Like this video, because that shows me a thank you even more when people like the video. And subscribe to my channel, especially if you want more how to watch videos. I don't do this all the time. I only do it for franchises that are too big to follow and people just need a roadmap if they want to watch it in chronological order. There's nothing wrong watching it in release date order as well. But I enjoy watching things in chronological order when I go back and rewatch things. So there you go. With that being said, until next time, everybody, take care.